Hi everyone, I hope you're well, thanks for clicking on the video. Episode 22 of season 11 of The Walking Dead is by far the best episode of the season, and if you guys don't think so, I don't want to hear another word about it, okay, because you're wrong, okay? I'm right, you're wrong. This episode was fantastic from beginning to end. This was kind of what I was hoping to see from all of the episodes, frankly. This episode really felt like, we're reaching the end, right? The story is developing at a really fast pace. There's so much action, there's a lot going on. And the first thing I wanted to talk about really was Yumiko and just how much of a badass she is, right? Like, we knew she was a lawyer, we knew she went to a great school, so she must be good. But god damn is she good, right? Like, she's really, really, really good. And it's like, even though she knows she's fighting an upwards battle, right? She knows she's gonna lose. But Yumiko also knows that there's an opportunity here, right? To get the people on hers and Eugene's side, right? To spark somewhat of like a revolution. And she was definitely successful in that. They were also trying hard to reach out to Mercer. And I think it's fair to say, if you made it to the end of the episode, that Eugene's speech in particular made that happen. And I can't wait to see the next episode because of that. Coming into this episode, I really thought that Eugene was, he was on the way out, but it seems like now he's not, and I couldn't be happier for that, because honestly, Eugene is one of my favorite characters. I was hoping they'd find a way to get him out, but again, like I said earlier, if you made it to the end of the episode, you'll see that, things are starting to look decent for Eugene. We also got a further look into the camp that Negan and some of the other guys are staying at right now, right, being forced into labor. And man, it was a hard watch, right? Like, some of the soldiers are real douchebags, in particular this guy right here. And I think while watching it, he reminds Negan of his older self, right? And so there's a scene shortly after this where Negan kind of smirks at him. And I definitely think it's because, Negan's hearing what this man has to say. A lot of bad things, might I add, Not very friendly guy. And I think Negan just hears these things and thinks, man, I know where this story ends for you. I was this guy once upon a time, and it's not going to have a happy ending. And I think that's why he had that smirk. Ezekiel and Negan also had some stern words to say to one another, right, about the past. As you can imagine, Ezekiel still has some hurt feelings. And at this point in the episode, I really felt like, I can't imagine Negan and Ezekiel teaming successfully to get out of here. But by the end of the episode, things have changed, and perhaps there's like not a friendship there, but I think the opportunity for these guys to be civil in the future is far more possible now. I'll talk more about why that is later on in the video. In the meantime though, something else I was excited about from the episode was the return of Luke, right? Like, we haven't seen this guy in what feels like years, definitely been over a season, right? If my memory serves me correctly. And he's been at Oceanside the entire time, supposedly. He tells us about the downfall there and how the Commonwealth have taken over. We didn't actually get to see for ourselves, so I'm hoping that can be something we get more of a look at next episode, because of course, we're all intrigued as to what's happened with Oceanside. It's been so long since we've seen the people there. Now we're all even more intrigued than ever, right? Especially with the return of Luke. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this is something we can see more of next episode. Something else that was really interesting in the episode was, Negan trying to sacrifice himself to save the others in the camp. He made like some kind of disclosed deal with the guy running it. And, it was meant to be that Negan can die and the rest of them can live. Turns out the guy changes his mind and he goes to kill Negan's missus, right? Who's carrying their unborn child, which is crazy. Negan loses the plot, as you can imagine. And then thankfully Ezekiel and some of the other guys are there to save him. But I just thought this was really, really fascinating as to Negan's character. As this scene was unfolding, it really made me realize how desperate Negan is to alter the legacy he's leaving behind, right? For his unborn child, I believe. I think it's important to him that he doesn't leave behind just negativity. He wants to be remembered in a more positive light. And I think he saw this as an opportunity to do that, as well as save everyone he cares for, in particular, his wife. But I just thought that was really interesting, right? And it adds to the arc of Negan and his character development as a whole. Something else that we had all been desperate to see was the reunion of Hershel and Maggie. Honestly, this actually surprised me. I thought that by the end of this season, Maggie would never find Hershel, and that would be the reason for Dead City with Negan, right? This spin-off show. I thought perhaps that she would go looking for him in the city. But here he is, found. Better than ever. And this was a really emotional scene, right? You could tell how much it meant to Maggie. Obviously, she, like Hershel, is all Maggie has left of her father, of Glenn. The memories of our family. Hershel stands for all of that. And so yeah, this was a beautiful scene because of that. It was a shame Rosita couldn't reunite with Coco, but I'm feeling like that could happen later on this season if Rosita doesn't die. Rosita also gifted this man the most deserving death perhaps ever on The Walking Dead. I've never seen a bigger dickhead before in my life, so it was nice to see this guy get eaten alive. It was a shame to see Rosita so torn up, right, and emotional, but what could you expect, right? She's lost her child. And then on to what may be perhaps the greatest ending to a Walking Dead episode ever, right? Mercer just looking into the camera and being like, it's time to fuck shit up. It was almost silly, right? It was kind of cartoony, but I fucking loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. And I heard Angela Kang talk about this scene, and she said that was actually improvised, which makes me love it even more, and it makes me love the actor who plays Mercer, because it is just such a slick line. It cracked a smile out of me, and it got me so hyped up for the next episode. One last thing I just wanted to quickly touch on was that, we got another brief look at this new Walker variant. I'm gonna make another video on this discussing it because I'm just not on board with it, right? I find it not to be believable, and I want to believe it, but it just seems a little silly. It doesn't seem, like I said, it doesn't seem believable. But like I said, I'll have another video discussing that, so keep an eye open. For now though, this is the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more Walking Dead content. Like I just said, I'll have way more Walking Dead videos on the way. If you had any thoughts and opinions on the episode, please leave a comment down below and I'd love to get back to you when I have the time. And yeah, that's everything. Thanks guys.